Say thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoy, and hope if you do an install. All right, I made it to the car wash. I tried this super heavy duty wheel cleaner. As we all know, these Camaros, man, get tons of brake dust on the rims. You need some all right, as you can see, the first step was them rims getting put on. And
OG, the OG.
as you can see, this car, my truck definitely need a wash. But looking at the weather, man, it's 70s, and I mean at night it get pretty back down to the 40s, but it's about to be 70s, no rain, blah blah blah. You know what that mean? That mean it is time to put them wheels back on. Right now I had the truck lifted on the air suspension, which helps in lifting and putting the rims on. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. After I do that, it's time to finally play with the Camaro and all the parts that I have for the Camaro, which is the Camaro is getting some much needed upgrades. This is how it looks now. Just wanted you to see it. And then we're going to see what it looks like after the upgrades. So that's where we at today. That's what we on. Both cars need wash. I'm gonna have to wash my car before I make those upgrades. I want to clean it up real good. But that's where we at today. So, all right, as you can see, the first step was them rims getting put on. And they're back on. Alright, so I got the rims on. So now this is done. I just gotta go get the car washed. And now I'm about to take this one and wash the little parts I need to myself, so we can prepare to install what we're going to install today in a minute. Alright, I made it to the car wash. I tried this super heavy duty wheel cleaner. As we all know, these Camaros, man, get tons of brake dust on the rims. These some 20-inch Lux rims that I have. I think they match up pretty good with the car. You can see the car in the rim. So we're gonna do that, which works pretty good. And I also brought this little brush set. But you know, you go to the car washes, and all honesty, they don't really clean your rims that good. And until my homie, they got a detail shop, is able to detail my car. You can see it got the small brush. You got it's the main thing I'm going to use right here. This brush with the handle. You got the soft scrub brush. I mean, this little kit I got off Amazon. It ain't even cost that much, maybe like 15 bucks, 20 bucks or something like that. I'm gonna use this soft brush just to get inside the rims real good. This brush is just to scrub it real good. The small brush and the other brush I'm not even gonna use. Those are just for detailing. I'm gonna put those two back in the car. I'll take my mats out and clean these as well. These things have got super dirty. Try to get it out without it wasting all in the car. Here we go. Trying to spray these down. The car is dirty, crazy dirty, but I'm out here to give it a super wash. Don't you hate when you come to the car wash and you motherfuckers be blowing their trucks off, leave all this mud everywhere? Let's see if it worked like it say it worked. It says it should spray on. Let it foam up. Once it get clear, once the foam changes color back to a regular color, Then I can scrub it and rinse it off. And I'm gonna be the first to tell you I do not like washing my car. I'd rather pay to get it washed. It's a lot of work. It's like cutting my grass, but if I want it done, gotta get to it, right? Alright, I definitely noticed a clean. Now I didn't take a rag and wipe them down. This is just from me spraying it, scrubbing it, spraying it, and rinsing it. You can see if I would have wiped, would have got a little bit more of the grime off. Probably needed a second scrub job, but it looked much better than it once did. Alright, I found a size for that. As you can see, it's a 7. 7 to take all those bolts out. Just wanted to point that out. And I'm going to use that in a minute. Now, as you can see, all from all the existing bolt holes. So that's perfect. Because these is way better than what came with it. I left this bolt out because I got to connect that other piece before I bolt that up in there. So I left this out to connect it. I'm gonna do both sides first, and then I'm gonna put the middle piece in and finish bolting it off. But all the existing bolt holes will work. So this is extremely easy. Also, a lot of people leave this off, but I mean, if it serves a purpose, I look at it like, why not put it back on? So, all right, I'm done. I have all the bolts installed. I even put these back on, all using existing bolt holes, so didn't need any of that other stuff, which is cool. All right, this is what it looks like from up top. I'm not out in the daylight. I'm gonna show more footage when it's out in the daylight, but man, look at that. Doesn't that make a huge difference? Like I say, only thing I don't like is this split. And see how the pattern changes. But this is the Icon Motorsports one. I'd rather it be one whole piece. But I went with the carbon fiber design. And I must say, looks good to me. Look at that. Look how close it gets to matching the car. It's nice. Alright, now that we have this on, it's like on, look at that. Isn't that nice? And now that we have that on, sturdy, it's on to this next part, which is, you guessed it, the side skirts. It looks mostly self-explanatory. Hopefully, it's a lot of pre-existing bolts. And it took me a minute to figure out what the heck this was. But I now know this goes on here like that. And that's how it will look once it's on there. I'm assuming bolt this on first before I put it on there, but I got to do some cleaning because part of it is that adhesive tape, which a lot of people seem to have problems with online. So they suggested this other stuff to use, which I'm going to show. Now this was extra that I bought just to add a little bit more. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it on or not, but it goes here. I bought it, if I can get it off the ground, to go there. And that's how that would look. So we're gonna get it all together and see how many pre-existing boat holes I actually can use. Hopefully for the whole process, that way I know it's up there the sturdiest. Still gotta figure out what the heck that is for. It didn't really come with instructions. Now, they say to use alcohol to clean that surface area before you have to use all of that double-sided tape that I'm going to show you. And it also is highly suggested to use this, some adhesion promoter, just to help it stick. Because a lot of people put it on with just the tape and the bolts and it started peeling away. Of course, you're driving 100, 120 miles an hour, you got a great chance of peeling away. So I bought some of this also, just to help it stick to it after I clean it. So that's where we are now. First, I'm gonna take the alcohol and just clean the surface of all of this. As you can see, I got gunk build up, a lot of it from that Armor All that we put on the tires to shine it. I gotta clean it up all the way to back here. And another thing I am going to get to is that that little skirt that comes back here to help keep that Armor All from getting on this part of the car. So that is another addition I'm going to add. Not today, but I am going to add that, because you can see all that build up and all of that I knocked down, a lot of mud and stuff. I want to just keep it off the car. And that's where we at. So I'm going to go ahead and start my cleanup process and move on to the next thing in a minute. Alright, I'm kind of figuring this out. Since I really don't have a lot of instructions on exactly how to do it, but I'm pretty sure with my ingenuity, I'm going to get it done. Now, one thing I'm going to have to do is turn this wheel so I can have space right here. Because you can see it ain't no boat holes on this. But on this piece, it has 2 boat holes. So I'm going to have to line that up and drill holes. That's going to be the last thing. Well, not drill holes, but run some self-taps through there. So I'm going to have to turn the wheel to my right so that I can have space to do that. Now, I'm not sure if you can see all of this grit, all this sticky stuff. Now, that's saying alcohol. I mean, that's just road grind shooting up on the car, which is part of the reason why you want a side skirt, because it helps it helps from all of that just shooting up here to kind of hit the bottom of it. So that's another added benefit. Supposed to be downforce, all kind of other stuff, but I think that'd be a big benefit. Now, I was having the time trying to figure out how to clean that. Most the instructions and all that say, well, it say just use rubbing alcohol to clean it, but don't do that first. What I suggest is this. I love this stuff. This should be in everybody's garage. If you're a cleaning person, this removes so much. You see maximum strength formula. I'm not sure if you can see that. Dissolves adhesive quickly and easily, and this shit is no joke. All I did was spray this on here. All of this grime stuff that you see, that's hard to get, this real like sticky, all that shit from that tire, you know, tire cleaner. All I did was spray it across the bottom and wiped it out. Now I'm gonna give you an example. If you can see it, I know it's hard to see the grime, but you can see it a little bit right there. I'm gonna spray this on here. Just that little bit. I'm gonna take my microfiber cloth that I already been using. I ain't even let it sit that long. And watch. Must have for any garage or anybody doing any real cleaning. This worked perfect. Look at that. It removed everything. just spraying on and wiping off. I don't know what's in that stuff, but that's a hell of a product. And it made this part so easy. So now since I did do that and removed it, you can see it's completely gone, like new. I'm gonna go ahead and actually hit it with some alcohol on another microfiber cloth, since this one is pretty much filthy. And then I'm gonna move on to the next step, which will probably be climbing underneath there. You gotta have a pre-plan for stuff like this. So I'm gonna climb up underneath there. I'm going to see if it's any bolt holes that I can use to bolt it on before I have to bolt the side bolts and the back bolts. We clearly see there's no bolts here up front. So let's go to the back and see if there's any bolts there. And also another thing too, this already has 3 pre-bolt holes, as you can see. So I'm gonna bolt it to this first before I put it all together. It looked like it got gaps in the bottom. Let's see. It looked like it got, yeah. So it got space in the bottom where you, them 3 holes right there, you can be able to access them through this. So that's super dope actually. It's a big, super big help. Because I was trying to figure out how to do that. Now me, I'm going to use nuts and bolts. I'm not going to use self-tap. Self-taps, you're doing 150 on the freeway or high speeds, it'll just rip right off. So I'm going to use nuts and bolts for that and tighten that up real good. What I'm concerned about is this part where these 2 holes are. Is there any holes back here? See, and there's absolutely no holes back here either. Which, that's going to be some work, because that would probably mean I have to take this tire off and self-tap in here. Which is pretty solid right here, so a self-tap may be very useful on this part, because it feel like it's solid, it's going into something, not just this metal. So it should be pretty good for that. So I'm going to have to take that back tire off and not the front tire to do it properly. And I think even for that piece, I think it's existing holes already there. So all I would have to do is drill 2 little holes in the areas where that's supposed to go and bolt it back up with the existing bolt holes on there, and it should all come out good. So that's where we at. One adhesive strip is going to go along this, a real thin strip. So this is going to get clean. Adhesive strip along this, but I'm not going to peel it yet. And another one, I think it's supposed to go towards the bottom. So still figuring out what exactly the hell is this for. Alright, I did figure out one part where these plates go. It got right and left on it, and this was the right side, so I had the wrong side in the wrong spot, and those holes perfectly lined up. If I had to guess, this is just for added strength to keep it from being flappy or whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and bolt that one in and that one in. Now in this pack that it comes with, I mean, I hate that they this color, but nobody's gonna see that, right? Some bolts are longer than other ones, see? So I'm gonna use them 2 real short bolts and self-tap this brace inside of here so that it can add more firmness. The front and back I'm gonna have to self-tap as well. Yeah, I'm gonna have to self-tap those as well. So hopefully all of these little bolt holes like here and there and there, I'm really hoping that those are existing bolt holes, and that would make this a lot easier. But if not, it's always a plan B, right? So first I'm gonna put this on, and then I'm gonna clean all of this up real good, and then I'm gonna prepare the adhesive tape. Oh no, I'm not. Then I'm gonna bolt those up, those 3 bolts. Like I said, I think I'm gonna use nuts and bolts for that. So hopefully I have some. If not, I will be going to get some. I'm not going to self-tap those. I'm going to use actual nuts and bolts for that. So in a minute. Alright, welcome back. I came back from Lowe's. I got some number 1024 bolts. I wanted a little bit thicker bolt. all honesty, I could have went a little bit shorter. These a little bit longer than they really need to be, but this is what I got. I didn't buy 2 sets of bolts, I only bought 1. I opened these holes up because I wanted a thicker bolt. Then the bolt hole size was real small. I used a number 8 drill bit. Opened the holes up, then I just screwed these on through so they can have a nice snug feel, as you can see. Now, all I have to do, try to show you, like I showed earlier, I already bolted that in on the right. Make sure you bolt it on the right side. So that's bolted in. This part is gonna be hard to do. I don't hold the camera at the same time. But this part, as you can see, is going to go in there like that. So I'm gonna give you a nice visual. That's what that is going to look like. I guess you really don't have to put this on, but it's such a unique look. It's not the 1LE, it's not the ZL1, so it's gonna have its own unique look because I haven't seen many with this. So yeah, that's where we at. So all I got to do now is flip it, and you see I can access all the holes from here. And I got these type of nuts, and I went stainless steel just because it's gonna get wet and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted something good for the weather. And you can see I got the nylon insert lock nuts. So once these lock, they not coming loose. Very good to use. I could have went with shorter screws, but I didn't. This is also what I got, some washers just in case I needed them. I don't think I'm going to need these, but I got them just in case. And these are the bolts I decided to go with. Once again, stainless steel, pan head, Phillips bolts. So I should have some success with that. I'm gonna go ahead and finish bolting that on. Another thing I wanted to point out is what I decided to do for the corners was to use these honestly, I don't know what they even call, body clips or whatever, but the beauty of them is once you push them through, see how that is? If you drill a hole a perfect size and push that through, it will lock in place. So I'm not going to use self-taps for the tire wheels. I'm going to use the 4 bolts for the tire wheels. It's going to be these. Whatever I need to use underneath will also be these, and I probably don't have enough considering it is, how many holes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 9 holes on that whole side skirt. With the other 2, that's 10, 11, 12, 13. So you would need theoretically 13 of these on each side to, and I don't have that many in this pack. This is just stuff I had laying around. 13 of these on each side, but these are good to use because once they lock in place, they locked in place. It's not gonna just pull out so easily, especially not all of them. And this is the stuff they use on your car anyway. Little body clips and stuff like that. So I got a whole bunch of, well, I got maybe enough at least for one side, but I'm gonna give it a try and put it together. First things first, I'm gonna finish putting that back together and give you guys an idea what it looked like in a minute. All right, as you can see, that's the look. Now I will say to try to have this lined up, this part right here, so it's perfectly, you know, you can run your finger straight across it, because these it has a little gap between the bolt holes, and I wanted to make sure everything was lined up perfect. As you can see down in there, I got them in, and I got those boys bolted in now, and they are not coming loose. And I use stainless steel bolts so they can get wet, and I can still take it off if I need to. I also have this part bolted in. So I would say from there, I'm pretty much all set to go with. I'm pretty much all set to go. I need to find a drill bit this size when I'm at that point where I'm still going to have to take the back tire off. I'm still going to have to turn the front tire, but to get those two parts in. But now I am definitely ready to clean. To me, this is the best way to go. That way I never have to worry about this coming off. Now I'm at the point where I can clean, and I want to see if hopefully these underneath bolt holes line right up. I'm also going to clean this part and put a strip of that double-sided tape on here, along with my adhesive promoter, just to help it bond and seal real good so I don't have to worry about it. Get with y'all in a minute, but it's coming along. It is a little bit of work, don't get me wrong. Ain't like it's just walking apart. I haven't even made it completely to doing one side yet, but about to jack the car back up. I had to let it down so that I can go to Lowe's. Man, look at that front splitter. I'm so in love with that. I think that came out really well. And like I said, I put the other piece back on. See it tucked down under there. So next is putting this one side on, and the other side should go just quicker because I knew what I needed to do for one side, so I always do it. Yep, and so we will be back in a minute. Alright, another visual to see how that look. I am going to get some footage in the daylight when I got it all put together. And this is where I'm at so far on this. You do see it's a gap. You want to try to make the lip reach up to that. Now holding it there, the glue and all of that is what's going to hold it. That's why you need the double-sided tape and the glue. Now what I did to hold it in place, because I did this by myself. A lot of people using two people and all that. You don't need two people. I'm going to show you what I did underneath. So what I did was I held this in. Alright, what I did was I held this end up first, and I put one of them body mounts in here. As you can see, a good point to have is it's going to just touch that little clip that hold the factory one on in place. I drilled the hole and I put that one there. Sorry, I know it's so close. I'm on the ground, so bear with me. Alright, sorry it's so close, but I'm on the ground. Also put another one in the middle. Pushed it, held it in place. Put it in the middle. I didn't fully tighten it because I need the looseness still. And I put one in the front. Well, I actually did both the end, the front, then I did the middle. Now I am going to put more clips in all these other holes that's on here, like this one. All I have to do is drill the holes, and I can push those in. So I feel like this will work a lot better than any other method. In my opinion, it's probably the best method, the way to do this, to put all of them at the bottom like this, and then the two in the inner tire, and then the two in the back tires, and you'd be good to go. So see, I still got flexibility to let it hang like this, so I can put the double-sided tape on and glue. I kind of just put it in place so I can know where my holes are at. So now I'm gonna go ahead and glue it. Put the glue on here, put the double-sided tape on here, and then put the glue on the inside of the on the outside of the double-sided tape. Press it and hold it in place. And let it sit in place where I want it to be. Then I'm gonna finish drilling the rest of the holes and pushing the other ones through. And from there, you will see the end result. Alright, this is where we at. As you can see, I added those two. Just the push tabs that makes it perfect. All I had to do was cock the tire. Push that in. That glue dries fast, so when you put that stuff on there, you gotta be quick. Push it up on there hard, 30-60 seconds, it's damn near dry. Like I said, I had to take my tire off. The two clips there. And I I had this from a while back, so I said, why not, right? Add that little piece on there. I don't know if it looked corny or not, but it gave us its own individual touch. This wasn't designed specifically for the Camaro. This is a universal fit, so I had to cut to make it fit. This is just drilled holes like I did in the other part and push those body tabs in there. So this is one side completely done. I'm losing daylight, so I'm gonna hurry and do the other side. And then I'm going to give you a final result on how it all came about, how it all looks all together. Hopefully you will catch that in the sunlight in a minute. Alright guys, this is how the car turned out. Finally was able to get some daylight out of it. A couple of things I need to touch up, but overall I think it came out well. I didn't really do a good job cleaning my rims, or they got right back messed up. Look at this splitter. I love that look, that splitter look on there. Don't catch a lot of bugs, but it is definitely a must-have addition. It makes it look just that much more aggressive. Look at that. Now you can see in the daylight how it turned out. I personally think it turned out okay, especially this side, because I took my time with this side. And like I said before, I even added this little piece down here just to give it a little bit more. I don't think it turned out too bad. I just wanted to say thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoy. And hope if you do an install, get down in the comment section, ask me any questions, whatever you need. Whatever I can help with, I have no problem doing it. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up. And till next time, in a minute.